Want to make more money being a nerd? Keep watching. If you're anything like me and you like to be a nerd and you're usually a nerd for free and you give all of your friends every scientific bit of information that you found from memes or from school, you need to get paid for that because that's pretty expensive information that you're storing in your brain and you shouldn't just be giving it out for free. So something that I've been doing for the past 10 years of my life is being a tutor on the side. In other videos, I'll talk about what to do to become a tutor and how to go about tutoring, but here I will talk about the specific tools that I use in order to become a tutor. And the cool thing is that most, if not all of these things can be found on Amazon, so let me show you one of them that is like my main tool that I have been using, and it's my Microsoft Surface. So here are a bunch of stickers that I got from being a teacher whenever I was subbing for someone on paternity leave and he needed to, leave his class to take care of his baby, and I was chosen to lead the class. But this is my Surface. I have been religiously using the Microsoft Surface Pro 4 for the last I don't know how many years. I'm recording on a Microsoft Surface Pro 4, and I know that there are other models out there and other things, but I just love the Surface Pro 4 so much from the first time I ever got one when my friend sold it to me, and it's been very helpful to me in more than just tutoring, but specifically for tutoring. This is extremely versatile because I get to write all over it, and the thing that I love about it the most is the fact that it's a Microsoft product, meaning that all sorts of Microsoft software is so much better on here than a Mac. So like for Mac, it's really easy for me to FaceTime my students and I can talk to them. I don't have an iPad, so I can't draw things out, but this one here, where especially when I'm talking about math and science and I need to use Excel because I learned how to use Excel in school. This makes Excel just run way better. It makes everything else, like Word, PowerPoint, all that, it just runs way better on a Microsoft product. And so I love using the Microsoft Surface because I still get that versatility using all the drawing features on OneNote, which is the main thing that I use to draw. So here, I will show you the link for the Microsoft Surface. There is a screen protector on this one, which I did not buy, but I've actually been procrastinating on getting the screen protector on mine. I think I got this maybe the beginning of last year. I got a screen protector for the one that I'm using right now. The other thing that I found most useful are these headphones, because sometimes it's just more necessary for me to just be inside, and when we all were in COVID school and you're doing school with your family around, with other people around, and it's really hard to just concentrate. I can touch it with one side of my hand right here, and then it changes from transparency to normal, and then I can use a button here to make that normal to noise canceling, and I just touch the side. It goes from transparency to noise canceling or back to transparency, which makes it helpful for whatever I need, and the battery life is pretty good, and I love this pink color. It's a dusty pink. Now, one of the other tools that I have to show you with this is the Microsoft Surface Pen. I have not used anything that isn't a Microsoft Surface Pen. This can be kind of pricey. I did buy this one off of the Microsoft website, but I'm pretty sure you can get this off of Amazon as well, and it lasts pretty long, and I buy the batteries off of Amazon. They require quadruple A batteries, so not something that you carry around all the time, but these are the ones that you stick in here, and it lasts for a while. So this Surface Pen is super versatile because I just click it once, it brings up OneNote, and I have all the things that I need on there. Another set of things that I like are my wall calendar right here, and then I have I operate on 3 different planners all at the same time, especially because I'm getting married. I needed a separate planner just for the wedding. That one is really useful because it has the format that I like, and it's really helpful for me whenever I just need to write things down and track just my wedding stuff. I put wedding and school in there because I've delayed my wedding in order to pay off school, which is way better. This is the main planner that I use, and this is where I will log all of my things for tutoring and just for making money. So see here, this is kind of structured, and this is not everyone's cup of tea, but it helps me out because I need to be structured and I don't usually have a lot of structure. So this goes hourly from 7 a.m. down to 9 p.m. and then you can have little notes up here. You can write your notes up here. This is the same kind of format that I've been using for the last 4 or 5 years. And for the first couple of years, I didn't really use it that much. And then I saw other people who were really, really helpful with quizzes and exams in school, and they wrote down everything in their planners. And so this is super inexpensive on Amazon, and I'm not paying all those extra fees for like a pretty planner. Everything's kind of just the same. This is one of my planners. This is another one of my planners that I have from 2024. This one's an academic planner for 2024-2025. This one right here is another hourly planner, and I got this on discount because it was like after September, and this one starts in September. This one here, I specifically use this just for my cycle and tracking my cycle, because I'm a scientist and I want to figure out why I am a certain way during certain times of the month. So this is what I use to track it with. Then I have this monthly one. You might be like, why do you need another calendar when you've got like 4 calendars? And it's because I can never stay too organized. So this one just gives me an overview of what I need to do and my goals for the month, and that one is more of like a nitty-gritty, what am I doing today, what details do I need to get done, what are specific tasks that I need to do. And then on top of that, I have a whole set of pens, colored pens that I use with those, where I'll like color code different student loan lenders, and then like different forms of income that I have, and just color coding it that way. Chores that I need to do, errands that I need to run, I just color code. And color coding is typically, I'd say, more of a girl thing. I've seen that more often with women, and we can just talk about it biologically. But like, if color coding is not your thing, there are also a set of pens that I really love, and I'll stick them around in the description box. So those are my main tools when it comes to organizing when I need to do stuff, what subject I'm teaching. And it's really helpful when it's hourly, so that way I can like kind of time, am I going to have enough time to drive home? What else do I need to do? And it's not just jumbled up in one box that says, March 4th. And it's like, okay, what else? Like, I can tend to like put more than I am actually able to do in that day. So that's what helps me to be organized. Another thing you should do is to stay hydrated. And this is a very nerdy cup that I had. I think they actually are accurate. I use these all the time for baking, and yeah, get yourself one of these. It's also made of borosilicate glass, so if you needed to stick it on a fire, like other things that I want to show, and I'm just going to pause this really quickly because I need to show this. I don't know if my face is turning blue or like being shown as blue, but on the other side is a big TV, which is my screen. It's not really that big of a TV if we talk about it like nowadays, but it was a pretty big TV back in the day. And the way that I like to tutor is to like show my students' faces on whatever platform I'm using to talk to them, and put that on my TV screen, and then actually work on my surface and draw things out. It's really helpful for me to see my students' faces whenever I'm doing my work, because it helps me to understand if they get something or not. And facial expressions, you have no idea what your facial expressions were telling your professors and telling your teachers if they were actually paying attention to you. Because whenever I tutor, it's not just for me to make money, it's so that my students can actually understand what the material is, to the point that they don't need me anymore. This right here, this one I got it from Amazon, and you can see, let's see if I can bring this any closer. Right here, this one goes directly into my Surface. This one goes into the TV. I have had ones where they're HDMI cords, male to male ends, and like this one's male to male. I don't know exactly the name of this one. This also works in my Mac whenever I'm FaceTiming my students. This one is obviously the HDMI cord. I have had ones where it's both ends HDMI, and I just got an attachment that was female to male, female HDMI, and then male was this end, which went into my Surface. So I can also show that in the description box. So what you can see here on this side right here, I would just stick this one like that, and then this would go into the TV. I usually keep my stuff with me. This is what turns on and off the TV, and that's the thing with being a tutor. You need to make sure that your students actually are learning and understanding what the material is, and you can't be so focused on, just being able to pay for gas this week. That gets very tempting, but you need to focus on actually helping your students succeed in their own academic life, and not just you being able to pay for gas or groceries this week. And as far as your TV goes, I was pretty lucky. I got my parents' old Vizio that was like literally this big, and I used that for school because having 2 monitors was pretty helpful. This other TV I got from my brother-in-law and my sister, and they were just trying to get rid of the TV because the display didn't look that good whenever they played their games. And I'm like, well, I'll take it if you don't want it. So places you can go to find it, like Goodwill, the dumpster, and Facebook Marketplace. Just find something that people are trying to get rid of and use that for yourself. And if you are smart about it, if you pay for one, you can actually use that as a business expense. But I don't recommend doing that if you don't actually understand how to write things off as business expenses first. Another thing is this microphone. I actually got this one from Walmart, and you can tell that like it actually helps me out. I'm gonna stick this over here, and what I have found most helpful with this is the fact that I can actually hear stereo. If I used my Microsoft Surface, and this is the reason I did not use my Microsoft Surface for the longest time to record videos, was because the front camera that you're seeing right here, it only records on the left ear, and the back camera records in the right ear, and it's really not good at picking up sound. So you just have like sound blasting over here and nothing over here, and I felt like it just contributed to hearing loss. So that's why I bought this microphone. I got it for $15 on sale. Go to the clearance aisle. Like that was literally me all the time. Whenever I was in college going crazy because I was stuck inside studying all the time, I would just go to Walmart and go to the clearance aisle and find whatever new thing I got. Another thing you need to be doing is, let me show you this, a USB hub. And right here, I'm just taking out 2 of mine, but this right here goes to my mouse and keyboard. This one goes to my microphone. I recommend getting USBs just because like if your computer fails and like you just store everything on the cloud, you're kind of screwed. So I get USBs and just stick them in my purse. I've been using USBs for the longest time, and you should too. They're not really that expensive, and they have a lot of storage on them now. Don't be storing movies on them. Like you can put a bunch of documents in there, a bunch of PDFs, and I'll show you what I do when it comes to my students whenever I use OneNote. So if we talk about the other things that I like to use, there's this keyboard, which my dad got me for Christmas, and it came with this mouse, and it's super cute. I have a glass table, so I got this pad, this like basically gigantic mouse pad from Walmart, and just cut it so that I could use it. This desk my parents got for free off of Facebook Marketplace, and I'm just able to use it all the time, so I'm pretty grateful for that. Now I'll show you something else that is really helpful. Like even if you're doing things that are online, it's really helpful to have physical reminders and physical things to use, just because it helps you to feel like you're on track with things. I got a whole set. This one was from the dollar store, but this, like, I got a whole office set from my old roommate because we actually lived together in the same room. This one is let's see if you can see it. It's actually a really pretty pink color. There's this right here. I got a little knife right here. You can get a little knife for cutting up letters and such to open up the envelopes, and then I got a whole bunch of little office supplies here. It also came with staples. So all those little office supplies, those are super helpful. This one also came with like those little sticky notes that are just like little flags, and that's a lifesaver. I just used up all of them, so that's why I can't show you. In particular, if you're using your phone to tutor and to communicate with your students, this one is also a Walmart buy that I found over at the clearance section. And the same thing with my little lamp over here, that is also from Walmart. But this one has a light on it. Let's see if it works. Yep. It's pretty simple. It goes apart pretty easily, but I can set my phone in here, and you see right now my face is illuminated pretty brightly. This does need to get charged kind of often, but it's not that bad of a little device. So you see right here, you can close it up. I'm gonna actually turn that off really quickly, and that little dent right there, that's where you would charge it, just with the normal, I think like a USB-B cord, things that Androids use. And I used to have an Android. I loved it. This one is a little ring light. It's a tiny ring light, like this big right here. So this is what I use. It's connected to a USB, which I use to connect to my little surge protector, which I also got from Walmart. But there's a little clip right here. It's not the best. There's a reason why I got it for $2, but it works out pretty well. And I just hold it on my windowsill and I shine it on my face so that my students can see what I'm saying, because you don't realize this as a teacher. Your students are relying a lot on reading lips and being actually able to understand what you're saying. So being visible helps you to be understood a lot better. Lastly, I love Microsoft products. I will show in my next video what I use and how I use them, but the things that I totally love using for tutoring is Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and 100 billion% is OneNote. That is where I will draw, that is how I color code my notes, and I can actually print things off as a PDF from OneNote. That has been my number one tool that I have used. I mean, I use all sorts of tools, but that Microsoft OneNote has made me the most money, and subscribing to Microsoft every year is probably like the best investment that you can do as a tutor. Anyway, I will see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe, and I will see you next time.